Kan dapat jodoh tadi.
InsyaAllah lah. Tapi kan kalau tak boleh ke break kan?
Break.
Ini lah break. Tapi tak boleh lah. In a row semua kan. Awak buat apa?
Saya pukul 11.30. 11.30, 1.30. Tak je lah tu order tu. Pukul apa yang kata makan chicken, butter chicken.
Tak tanya Surama lah. Dia tahu tempat tu.
Bukan dia beli dah suruh grab kan.
Tahu Grab dia nanti bagi.
Discount.
Jadi aku suka dia beli catat kali lipat. Kasi ada orang tak makan ni.
Akak suruh apa?
Amal tengok pada kali lipat ke kuih lah. Kasi kan ada orang tak makan ni.
Kat mana anak buah kat Mardiah tu? Lari ke?
Mana kata
Ada Yasmin.
Ada doktor. Ada Doktor Yasmin.
Ada Yasmin.
Dia katanya ada health problem. So dipindahkan ke tempat dekat rumah dia.
Oh.
Have problem.
Mungkin intelligence dia.
Oh ya ke dia sikit.
Tengok muka ni pun nampak memang
Sakit.
Tapi tak
Dia
tanya pula masalah
sebenarnya tengok sini dia tengok kakak dia. Kakak dia mesti dengan kakak dia tak bisa rasa. Kakak dia menyewa tak bisa rasa satu bilik lah. So kakak tanya ada wifi tak? Ada, tak ada masalah kan. So dia stay dengan kakak tu. Tapi rasa dia tak minat kot. Yang macam dia lah kita high level kan.
Dia apa? Dia electrical juga kan kak?
Sama lama.
Pas main game ni mana?
Siapa ni?
Ni saya. Kas punya kan
just minta
Oh, okey. Yang betul. Oh, masa sebutan dia.
itu juga ada dia tu. Apa pun ni sampai tak siap. Sampai
Kenapa?
nampak tak? Cuma nak
Dia khusus sebenarnya. Sebenarnya dia nak punya khusus.
macam
Sebagai
tak macam ni.
dia banyak dia. Tapi sebenarnya kita salah khusus.
Actually ni dah dapat tunggu.
Okey, kalau tak buat nama dia ke bawah khusus lah.
Until now you
Then, but make sure
you
Sebab kita nak tahu dulu dah.
tak pernah boleh kan?
nanti boleh kat
Sebab nanti ada
itu yang kita pandai macam
macam kat
because the first 1 hour kita kena dekat. Okay, the first 15 minutes memang kena ada dalam
oh ya dah. Maksudnya kat dekat
kita nak
masuk
test. Yang start pernah dalam 10 minutes tu.
So you just your outline you just for days, but then when you want to send the video, just send one video.
Tak boleh, saya tukar tajuk nanti boleh.
2 hours. So the first
Nanti
1
saya
hour
tinggal
is
apa?
your introduction, your ice breaking, what ada, and then
Alright, thank you.
you put in some games in between quiz ke whatnot lah. And then I want to show one video with a cover that 4 types of audience, that kinetic, visual, betul? Ada dua lagi tu. Audio. They cover all those things. So make sure in that 2 hours you already tunjuk semua. You nak main game, tunjuk video semua tu dah buat dalam 2 hours tu because we are not connected that quickly. So you want to show all those elements in that 2 hours. Then we're done. Okay, test 20. So the okay. Alright. So 10:20 already kita start balik Okay, so kita maybe let me just go through one more slide sebelum kita main game ya, because after this we are moving into another chapter. Okay, module number 2. So ni just illustration lah daripada program level dan project level. So kat sini you see project individual tadi tu will have their own benefits achieved and so on lah. Ini daripada tool tadi tu, AMI, DA, other projects and so on. So all these projects will report to program level. So we at program level should consolidate for all the projects. Okay? So that we can see overall what is the performance of the project. Okay? Yeah. So kita ada bird's eye view on the end progress and then highlights of the projects if it is delayed kan. And then kita drill down on hotspots. Mana kita nak fokus and which project is priority and so on. So nampak kan our role here? Okay, so next will be financial analysis fundamental. So before I masuk kat sini, kita main game Boleh? How to play this? Open. So, since I only have one set of this, so maybe kita buat team A, team B. Okay. So, ini dia ada banyak sebenarnya. Later if you guys are stressed, you all can main-main. Okay, so dia punya layout dia macam ni. So, this is what you have to prepare macam apa yang dah ada tadi lah. Okay. So, maybe kat sini kita lawan. This is group. Name your group. Quickly. 1 minute.
Kena campur lah yang muda dengan yang kecil.
Oh.
Vicky yang muda. Boleh lah.
Vicky
Yes, I know. She's
Jangan
very...
bagi Vicky
Oh.
kita.
Bagus progress dengan dia. Aduh.
Okay. Ni, kuat ni. Jangan underestimate kakak.
Ya.
Okay. So, what's your team name?
Macam man.
Macuman. Okay, kita ada team. Yes?
Yes.
Team yes. Okay. And team y'all nama apa?
Team no.
Team no.
Yes and no.
No. Team no. Wow. Creative. Okay, team yes and team no. Okay. So team yes ni nak lawan dengan team no. Okay. So what? I'm going to do the timer here. Okay. Korang kena buat arrange balik dalam benda ni macam how it was earlier. Dalam whatever time lah. So who does it fast?
Dia buat dulu lah. Jangan buat dulu lah kan.
Okay, Vicky. Sudah.
Vicky nama yang Vicky. Masa
Tiba-tiba rasa dah confident pula.
masa team bonding kan. Benda-benda ni lah juga.
Okay.
Jangan tak.
Okay, now I'm going to start the timer. Okay. With the count of 1, 2, 3, start. Main nak benda lain daripada tengok benda. Selain dia tak boleh ni.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, 38 seconds. Okay, 38 seconds from team yes. Ucapkan selesai.
Laju. Motor ni nak ambil pun.
It's going to play this.
Boleh. Kompetisi betul.
Ada apa tak? Main dah.
Okay,
Okay.
dah? Sedia? Berapa sih?
Ini tak menang ni.
The count of 1, 2, 3, start.
Kan kalau tak gerak. Itulah kalau ada. Dia kena ikut shape.
Tak keluar dari
No. Sebab memang tak betul. Oh.
Yep.
Okay, agak-agak.
Sure kasi dia nak
Sampai.
Agak-agak.
Faster yang macam mana? I think dia faster.
You think they are faster?
Yep.
30.
No lah, I think we are late.
You think you are late.
Ha.
They think you are faster. Okay. Okay.
Same ah.
We have more experience.
Okay. 44 seconds.
Okay.
So,
Dapat. Dua ni kita nak kapit ni.
Rasa macam tiba je.
for each of you chocolate. So, okay, what is the takeaway? Jangan tanya. This is just to relax your mind. Okay? Just nak main je. So actually what you can do with this kan, you can do a lot of things. You can build macam-macam. Boleh buat dinosaur. So if later you guys are so bored with apa tu BIS ni, korang boleh ambil main-main Right. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, lagi kena jam ke?
Okay. Alright, kita masuk financial analysis fundamentals Alright, lesson objective for 2.0 ni, after this lesson, we will understand the corporate finance basics and also IBR mechanism, which we are using in the financial appraisal for all smart utilities. So, as I mentioned tadi, IBR tu I will not go in depth lah, just overview sahaja. What is IBR and how it works, and also some financial terms. Okay. So kat sini incentive based regulation. So that is IBR. Okay. What is incentive based regulation? IBR. Okay. Apa itu IBR? Okay. So since TNB is a national monopoly, memang TNB monopoli dah kan? Kan? Malaysia ni kan? So kita ni we are being governed by the government with IBR regime. Panggil dia IBR regime lah. So kat sini, why okay, maybe I just simplify this. Untuk retail, kita ada revenue cap. Okay, we have revenue cap and then kita ada price cap. So ada dua cap lah. So untuk retail, dia adalah price cap. Untuk DN, dia adalah revenue cap. So meaning to say, kalau nak pun tak boleh untung lebih-lebih because we are regulated business. So that is it. This is what we get to spend and this is what we get in return. So basically semua tu macam dah ada dia punya, how to say, dia punya structured way of how we declare our revenue and so on lah. So basically kita ni macam quite stringent lah. You cannot go and say that I want to explore in selling solar panel ke apa, suddenly I have sudden surge of income from another business. Tak boleh because you are regulated. So that is what you are and tu je. Macam tu lah. Okay. Macam layman term lah. Okay. So kat sini national monopoly tends not to innovate. It does not make the infrastructure more efficient since this does not affect its revenue with customer having no other choice to look for alternatives. So IBR is introduced to keep TNB innovative by reinvesting into the electricity power infrastructure. So kat sini IBR regime is the one we will look into when we want to revise the tariff and so on lah. Okay. Okay. Kat sini ini adalah framework dia. Okay, kat sini allowable revenues. Okay. Kalau kita ada components dia, you all don't have to understand this fully by overview. This is just an overview. So kat sini we have controllable costs and then we have non-controllable costs. So under controllable costs ni yang dalam kawalan kita, dalam kawalan TNB adalah return on capital, okay, controllable, cost recovery, incentives. Okay, kat sini so return on capital ni kita ada regulated asset base. So dia ada formula dia tahu. So RAB. So we call it regulated asset base. So net value of all the assets installed. Okay. Dia ada what is RAB? Okay, RAB ni how we say, kita ada semua aset kan, our switchgear, our transformer, our cables, all those asset ni, okay, kita ada net value of our assets, right? So that is your RAB. So basically RAB ni kita dah ada a figure. Beginning of the RP itself we will have an RAB. Maksudnya benda tu dah, apa yang kita ada sekarang tu kita dah dapat lah. That is RAB okay. RAB times with WACC. Okay, what is our current WACC? Anyone knows?
No.
Anyone? What is our current WACC?
7.9.
3. Okay. Our current WACC, every regulatory period we will have a WACC. This WACC ini is a percentage where we get to, dia macam kita boleh darab that percentage tu, WACC punya percentage tu, to our RAB. So basically that is our, the higher our WACC is, the better lah. The better lah kan. So now we have 7.3. We hope in RT4 we get higher WACC. Okay. So now it's 7.3. So this is our WACC yang kita guna pakai sekarang ni. So that is for the value the company pays for financing and return to owners. Okay, 7.3. Then we plus with your depreciation. Okay, so depreciation ni value of the assets across its lives. So bila kita pasang any assets, your transformer, cables and so on, all your assets will have your depreciation, right? So we need to know what is your depreciation lah kat sini. Okay, that's what depreciation means ya. And then kita plus with cost of recovery, which is the operation and maintenance cost, O&M cost. Okay, so cost required to operate the network. Okay, with the productivity factor applied every year. Cost previous year. Okay. So kat sini ini adalah overall cost that we need to operate our business. Kat sini. And then kita tambah dengan others lah, tax and so on lah. Okay. And then incentive. So kat sini dalam IBR regime we have incentives. So bila kita cakap incentives ni, it can be in the form of penalty ataupun incentive tau. Macam it can be a penalty to you also if you underperform. Okay. So kat sini apa yang kita perlu buat? We have to meet our OPEX. Whatever plan we declare for that particular year, kita kena meet that lah. And then kita kena meet the capex plan. So kita janganlah kita masuk meet the capex plan is capex prudency lah. Kita minta say 100 million. But then suka-suka je kita nak guna 50 million je. Tak boleh. Because you minta banyak. Even though you think that you jimat, sebenarnya it doesn't work that way now. You still have to make sure you have a plan for that 100,000 and 100 million and you spend that amount. Okay? You cannot understand. You cannot overspend. You have to be within the range. So itu punya challenges. Okay? And then of course with quality of service and good customer service lah. And then kat sini comes in your non-controllable cost. Ni di luar kawalan DNB, which is your fuel cost. You know this is volatile kan? This is market price. Okay, we don't have control over this. So kalau fuel cost increase lah our expenses. But we cannot transfer that increase of expenses to customer directly. Unless kita tunggu ICPT punya period tu, that one is another story lah. Dia cost pass through punya ni. So that one when that period comes, we can say that, hey, see our fuel costs dah increase. So we need to have some adjustment. And then we do the adjustment lah. So that is non-controllable cost. And then kita ada natural event recovery lah. Those other benda-benda yang di luar kawalan. Okay, so basically no need to go deep on this, just to understand what the cost or what is the framework. Okay. Okay, now daripada apa yang kita tengok tadi, we also have our DN punya value tree. So bila kita buat kita punya CBA, when we do the CBA, we want to identify where our savings ataupun where our benefit hits. Value tree ni akan bagi kita guidance untuk kita tengok kat mana. Okay, for example, I cakap I nak buat projek, okay, maybe kita ambil satu projek kan, easier. Kita nak cakap projek SWOT, maybe kita ambil projek SWOT kan. So projek SWOT, when they do the CBA, right? So kat sini you see the main pillar I said we are regulated, right? we are regular asset base. Okay, we are here. So kat sini is R&B, step income. Okay, kat sini this is the capex lah. You don't see here. So what we have to see here is your actual operating costs. So if you want to see untuk project SWOT ni, kita janganlah tengok expenses semua, we cannot do anything, right? So we go to this dark blue. Tengok dark blue ni, kita ada repair maintenance cost. We have staff cost, we have OGE, other general expenses, and then kita ada joint cost, joint corporate cost, JCC. Ini pun kita jaranglah kita can do anything about it. So selalunya apa yang kita boleh reduce adalah daripada item repair maintenance cost, staff cost, and then OGE ni boleh lah, it's our own initiative lah. Macam contoh kita boleh control our travelling cost, right? Then we can also control our training cost. But usually we will focus, kalau projek-projek yang akan propose ni, dia akan hit kepada staff cost kat sini. Okay, so how we are going to relate dengan project SWOT tadi tu? Project SWOT is a mobility punya work management punya project where they come up with apps untuk buat kerja harian kita. Okay, maksudnya proses kerja tu yang dah ada, they have been doing manually. Contohnya dia buat print lah, dia buat things manually. So what they do, they digitalize that process, they make it into app. So bila app tu, orang yang dulu say it needs about 5-6 people to do that, now you only need 1 or 2. So basically you will hit the staff cost kat sini. So basically you reduce your staff cost. So in terms of kalau kerja-kerja yang dibuat sebelum ni melibatkan OT, so you can count lah. So okay, you are reducing how many staff? Katakan 2 staff, and then you are going to say that these 2 people will not have OT cost anymore. So how you count the OT cost? You ambil average salary, and then you also in DNB we also have something called benefit factor. So benefit factor tu dia dah boleh darabkan dengan orang tu, and then say that 2 orang ni lepas ni takkan buat kerja ni, so dia orang punya OT ataupun dia orang punya berapa OT ke for the next 5 years ataupun 10 years, and then you kira dia punya mileage on paper lah, you kira, then declare that's your savings. How that? You'll check. Contoh lah, how you want to derive the benefits is, kalau nampak dalam value tree ni senang lah, you nak tengok kat mana dia hit, kan? So usually it's here. Kalau freight learning ni, usually kalau kita pakai company punya ni kan, freight ni usually is genset lah. We focus on genset cost. If your initiative is proposing reduction in genset usage, then you will hit here, freight running. Okay? So ini adalah kita punya the end value tree lah.
So tadi dah mostly comprehensive ke overall.
So kalau kita tengok finance punya job order quote tu semua kan, will have each item ni akan ada. So ni this is just an overview of your the end value tree. Okay, so under IBR, DN can optimize budget utilization while providing better and quality service via various projects. So to evaluate the financial viability for projects, go or no go condition lah untuk kita buat benda ni. Okay. Business case. Kalau Haji Nurizal punya unit kan DNA, kalau siapa yang masuk grad, yang masuk DNA ni, proposal dia tu, it should be coming in the form of business case, kan? Because dia macam explore idea baru. So bila explore idea baru, how you going to pitch ataupun you going to sell your idea ni? It has to come with a package lah. You have to put in your benefits, you have to put in your risk, have put in your cost, semua tu kena ada. So these are the steps in building a business case untuk kita punya initiative. Business case kena ada dulu. Baru eventually you can do the CBA. Kalau tak ada business case, tak boleh buat CBA. You kena ada apa yang you nak, produk tu kan. So you have to define the initiative. Lepas tu kita kena define the baseline. So what is baseline? Anyone? Any idea what is baseline? Apa? What we're talking about baseline kat sini? Okay, let me simplify. Baseline ni adalah the condition ataupun scenario before you introduce the project, dan after the baseline is after your project, apa improvement which you can see. So basically you ada baseline. You nak calculate benefit pun you kena ada. Contoh you start your project in 2020. So you can take your baseline figures from 2019, 2018, 2017, anything. So that is your baseline before your project implementation. So you dah kira-kira, so your proposal untuk selepas implementation tu, it has to be based on your baseline figures lah. So you kata in 2018, breakdown was 5,000. With my initiative, in 2022, it is going to reduce, ada cakap berapa? It's going to reduce to 2,000 contohnya. So your baseline is how many percent reduction? That is what you promised tau, you forecast. But when I come to 2025, I will go back and look at your CBA and say, you cakap 2022 you akan reduce from 5,000 to 2,000 kan? Now 2025 already tak reduce pun. You understand that is the tracking comes in. So you dah janji something and that thing has to be tracked lah kan? So this is the whole thing that we are talking about lah. Faham? Okay. And then kita ada build future projection. Ni yang I dah mention tadi lah, future projection of how we are going to get the value and benefit of this. And then also we shouldn't forget the risk. Every business case should have risk. So risk the risk tu pun macam topik yang quite besar jugalah, which later in another course Fadia akan explain. Okay, what is risk all about? We have risk metrics, how to identify your risk, how you can mitigate or you can eliminate the risk. So there's a lot of approach to risk management. So this is all part of project management juga lah. Okay. And then calculate metrics for investment decision. So this is the CBA part lah. So at the final point, the final step for you to complete your business case, you kena ada your calculation for your DIRR and payback period lah. Okay, this is the CBA part. Untuk the final step to complete your business case. Okay. Kat sini, we are looking into the metrics. Yang final part tadi, we have 3 metrics kat sini, which we are looking at. So these 3 things is very important for you all to know lah, jargon dia. Okay, kita ada payback period. We have NPV and BCR. NPV is net present value. What is BCR? Benefit to cost ratio. Okay. And then we have IRR. IRR ni internal rate of return. So ini 3 benda selalu jarang engineers tengok lah. To be frank, right? Ni semua cakap orang finance. Jarang lah. For you to understand the concept, it takes some time. But unfortunately, we are in a engineering punya mostly engineers lah kan. Ada orang finance, but they are minimal. So that's why in our decision making, dulu-dulu kita jarang tengok financial punya acumen lah when you want to do any projects and so on. So tapi kita rasa moving forward as an organisation, we really need this expertise for you to move forward. You cannot just simply kata macam okay lah, I nak buat lah, sebab you only look at the engineering point of view kan, macam pain point dari segi okay, kalau I tak buat ni, kabel I jadi macam ni, kalau I tak buat ni, transformer I jadi macam ni. That is all technical. Yes, you need it because technically you think that your assets is exhausted, you kena buat some enhancement. Tapi this guy financial pula, what we're looking at pula akan cakap maybe yes, maybe kenapa you nak buat that treatment to your cable? Biar je lah dia run to fail. is cheaper than you enhancing it. Faham tak? So that kind of decisions yang we're talking about. So you cannot look at technical perspective only. We also need to see financially, is it worth taking the action towards your asset lah. Because ours is memang engineering based company lah kan. So but again, moving forward, this financial punya mindset and also decision making is very important. Okay. So what is payback period? So payback period ni is the time which net cash flow from a project will equal the initial investment in the project. Okay. Basically, okay, layman saya invest 1 million. Okay. Dalam tahun keberapa saya akan dapat balik 1 million?
Profit, right?
Yeah, it's like how when it's like the breakthrough lah kan. When you get back your 1 million. Tahun ke-5 ke, tahun ke-6 ke, you know that. So basically idea dia, kalau you dapat payback period you kurang, lagi bagus, right? Because you are saying that duit yang invest ni dalam masa setahun dah dah dapat balik. Macam you nak buat business lah kan. If you want to invest in a business, you say, bila I boleh dapat balik I punya pulangan ni kan? That kind of thing. So you dah dapat balik your investment tu in how many years? So that means fundamentally, the shorter the payback period is, the better your investment is lah. So, okay, who can answer me? Apa jadi kalau NPV negatif? What it means?
Value, tak ada value.
Tak ada value. Kalau NPV negatif, tak ada value, maksudnya macam mana? Elaborate more.
Kalau value lagi bagus, bila dia negatif, dia mana dia yang tengah rugi. Like that.
Correct. So financially, your project ni macam rugi lah sebab you tak dapat.
Running on loss.
Running on loss lah kan, you dah negatif dah. So, perkara pertama yang PIS Working Committee akan tengok adalah whether your payback period, your NPV is, your payback period is bila? Kan? This one kan? And then, this is on the payback period. Now moving on to NPV tadi, net present value. Okay, net present value ni adalah present value of all future net cash flow less initial investment in the project. So, kat sini, if NPV kita adalah lebih dari kosong, it implies project earns a return. Opportunity cost of capital minus hence value creation for the investor. So, dia cakap tadi, NPV you kena lebih daripada, that means positif lah, jangan negatif. It has to be anything more than 0. Walaupun 0.1 is still positive, but sangat the minimal lah kan. So the higher better. Is macam susah nak lepas. But play around. Mungkin project team tu tak buat calculation of the benefit tu exhaustive enough. So mungkin dia terlepas pandang, sebenarnya benda ni boleh je bawa value. So what the committee does is they give more idea. Boleh tak you explore in this daripada di embedded dia, explore this one. Mungkin staff cost, mungkin ada yang terlepas travelling cost, mungkin mungkin try to explore, but exploration tu must be backed up with evidence and validation lah daripada finance sendiri. Kata okay, this one okay, kita boleh masuk. So the more you add on the benefit, NPV you akan mula naik lah. So ada juga projek yang we had some projects yang memang NPV dia sangat negatif, millions of negatif, tapi still not to say approve lah, dia tak approve lah, dia endorse sebabkan itu adalah keperluan regulatory, keperluan government. For example, adalah projek-projek tu, maksudnya projek-projek tu adalah projek key projects yang the customer needs. So, what we told them to do, explore banyak intangible benefits. Okay, improve customer experience, bagi real time updates to customer. Benda-benda tu yang kita tak boleh nak measure sangat, tapi benda tu diperlukan as our fronting image kepada customer. Dan retail pun nak benda tu. Tapi financially, investment tu sangatlah banyak, then your NPV becomes negative. Investment kita untuk buat sistem sangat banyak. Tapi projek tu tak boleh nak quantify. Say that I boleh make my NPV positive. So dia remain negatif lah. Tak apalah kalau tak boleh nak buat macam mana lah kan. Remain negatif tapi kita minta dia tambah intangible benefits. Okay, apa projek I ni selain daripada membawa pulangan RM, what else my project can do? Tambah other things, other benefits lah, but not in RM really. We can do it that way also lah.
Kita akan check.
That is why project macam ni very susah sebab intangible dia memanglah boleh track, but even when you say tracking itself, you kena ada something kita nak tengok lah kan. So how they want to translate the intangible benefits tu into something yang kita boleh track. So that is another challenge juga sebab at the end of the day, SE office is in charge of tracking. Dia cakap nak track and you don't have anything. Macam, yelah improve okay, if they say improve CSI, Customer Satisfaction Index kan. So dalam Customer Satisfaction Index ada banyak kategori tau, ada banyak dia punya elemen-elemen. So dia kena specifically say that, okay, my project ni akan hit kepada this kategori dalam CSI. So it will improve the CSI. So dia kena bagi improve lah. Say every 3 months ke, sebab CSI is yearly. So every year je boleh track. So every year dia kena bagi proof, okay, my project has contributed to this. Cuma dia quite subjective lah. Yang intangible punya tracking itu quite subjective. So kadang-kadang dia boleh jadi yo-yo juga. Dia tak semestinya dia terus cantik macam ni kan. Kalau dia jadi yo-yo pun, kadang they still have to give us the justification lah why it is in such a way. Okay, itu tadi. And then we have IRR, internal rate of return. Yang ni is the discount rate at which NPV is equal to 0. So tadi cakap IRR tadi kita, it should be more than our WACC. So our WACC tadi berapa persen? Mungkin answer? Yes, Farhan, 7.3, correct. So our WACC is currently 7.3. So your IRR ni, it should be more than 7.3. Okay, that is the fundamental lah. So bila, you jangan risau yang ni, dalam CBA punya Excel tu, bila you masuk, you punya CapEx, you punya benefits calculation, bla 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 bla, dia akan automatically calculate for you your IRR, your NPV, and also your payback period. Dia akan autokan all these things based on the input yang you dah masuk tadi tu lah. Okay? Okay, the duration when a specific payback period ni saya cakap lah, the duration when a specific investment reaches the break-even. Tadi, by investing, example, by investing 1 million for a project, then expected annual return is 100,000 lah every year, kan? So your payback period is your 1 million divided by 100,000, so you get your payback period is 10 years, kan? So kalau your annual return is lower, it is better, kan?
Betul ya? Boleh.
Biasa lagi tu.
Tak tidur. Thank you. Betul. I cakap balik sengaja tadi. Tengok you all alert tak? Betul. So this one be higher lah kan? The higher your annual return, the better your payback period, right? So it will be lesser than 10 years lah. So this one is so itu dia punya simple je. Dia punya payback period. So the shorter the payback period, the more attractive the investment is. So people would want to invest lah. Okay, ni net present value. Okay, net present value is a summation of all investment with all the future benefits value. So yang ni, macam cakap tadi lah, for the end, the discount rate is 7.6. Okay, ni yang kita nak calculate, kalau kita nak calculate NPV tadi. Okay, NPV is a combination of future cash flow with cost of capital. Okay, cost of capital ni is our capex. Okay, capex. Capital. What is capex?
Capital Expenditure.
Thank you. Capital. What is OPEX?
Operation. Expenditure.
Okay. Good. Okay. So kita nak buat some calculation. Some group activity Okay. So NPV kita nak calculate. Okay, ini dia punya formula. So present value of future cash flow divide by 1, but you must know your how many years lah. Okay, this is your formula Okay, you go to the exercise Okay, sini. So net present value example kat sini kita ada annual cash flow 4,000 So year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4 and year 5. Kita buat untuk 5 tahun. Okay. Kat sini discount rate dia sajalah bagi 12% discount rate. Discounted cash flow will be your annual cash flow kat sini bahagi dengan 1 plus your discount rate year 1. Right? Then year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5. Okay? So you akan dapat your discounted cash flow berapa. So present value of cash flow adalah your accumulation of all these figures is your present value of cash.
Sorry,
Yeah.
discounted cash flow tu means
Bukan. Let's say saja je letak 12%. Dia bukan ini kita tak letak 7.3 lah. This is not the end punya example. Is just letak untuk dongak some business lah. Not ours. Okay. Alert. Abra alert. Bagus. Okay. So ini dia punya ni lah. So conclusion yang kita boleh buat, if you realise kan, dia punya discounted cash flow ni, as you go year by year, dia dekat year 5 ni dah kurang. Dia macam less kan. So what they're trying to say is your RM1 received in 5 years time is worth less than the RM1 received today. So kalau I bagi you RM100 now, bra, in 5 years time the value of the RM100, mungkin RM100 sekarang ni you boleh beli your makan, boleh pergi pasar malam, you can still spend on some things kan. But in 5 years time that RM100 tu dia boleh beli dua benda je.
worth less lah.
Worth less. That's what we are trying to measure in this NPV lah. Okay. Ni dia punya comparison chart daripada table yang itu. We are seeing here lah. Okay. So for example in 5 years annual cash is 5,000. But kita masih keluarkan tadi kan ya. If you go back, your cash flow is still 5,000, right? But its present value is 2837, less by 56%. So that is how you do the financial punya decision making. You want to see your investment down the road in 5 years or 10 years, what is your value yang you akan dapat. I know none of you all are finance background. Okay. So just take it with the disclaimer. Okay. Okay. Jom kira sikit. Kira sikit. Okay. Initial cost of project is 500,000. Year 0 current year. Expected return is 100,000 daripada year 1 sampai ke year 7. And your discount rate is 7.3. So sila calculate the NPV for me. Okay, show you the form there. Okay. Okay. Ni. Sorry. Semua ada calculator
Formula tadi mana?
Okay.
Siapa tadi?
Nak ni. Okay. Dia dah dapat jawapan. Dah ready. Okay, jangan.
engineering students. Apa ni? Tak maths
Yang initial cost tu maksud dia?
Ini.
Initial cost.
No, initial cost is 500,000.
Initial cost is your 500,000.
So,
Okay, so there's 5 years there. Each year 5,000. So is the initial cost?
Not 5,000. In this
Right,
case, it's 500,000.
Yeah, it's 500,000. So is it 500,000 for 7 years or?
500,000. Right?
Wait.
Kejap, bukan 5,000. You jangan confuse. Ini soalan lain tau.
Yeah.
This formula. Right? Okay. So, question tadi cakap initial cost of the project is 500,000 year 0. Right? Sini. Okay? And then your return is 100,000 for 7 years. Right? Right. Tetap. Your discounted
Betul tak?
So your discount rate kat sini here is 12%. Kat sini kita pakai 7.3. So berapa is your net present value?
So annual cash flow akan berkurang kan?
Yes.
Tahun dia akan berkurang kan?
Correct, you're right. And the cash flow dia akan kurang lah kan every year because we are doing for 7 years.
Sebenarnya kita tu akan jadi relatif lah kat fokus. 500 tu kembali 100 tu. Untuk maksudnya dia satu. Jadi kita ni negatif 400 ke? Tak punya equity started cash flow tak ambil balik 400 ke?
Tak faham soalan tak?
Saya cakap sebab sekarang kita dah invest branch. Masih ada
So
potential.
year 5.
Base dia berapa? Sampai 7 year kan? 7 year kan? Okay.
Sebab katanya untuk first year ni sebenarnya dia masih lagi dia jadi so sebenarnya kalau nak kata dia tak ada return lah kan? So negatif lah kan?
Ya.
Betul?
Ya, betul.
Ada orang dapat jawapan tak? Dia nak share tak apa. Actually, this is a way for us to calculate manually. Tapi, dia sebenarnya kalau dalam actually dia dah ada Excel dia sebenarnya for to make our life easier lah. It is just to train you macam tahu lah sebenarnya how the formula works. But in the real life, you don't really have to calculate macam ni. Dia dah ada tu dia pun.
And maybe tambah semua kan?
Yes, you're right. Ada orang jawapan tak? Then if not, I can show you all how it works. I will go to the calculator straight.
Ada jawapan tapi tak ada hasil tak?
Okay, and share dengan saya je.
52,917.
Farhan.
Tahu.
Bilang ni. Apa ada? Nanti.
Terus oh, tengok ke 2,900. Tahu.
Okay, now I tunjuk you all. Ada Excel tu.
Oh,
But then, it is in the Excel lah. But then now I'm not going to open the Excel yet. So I'll just show you all the easy way to calculate dekat calculator. I want you all to know how it works. So that's why I masuk kat sini. So initial investment kita berapa tadi?
ada tahu.
500,000, right? Okay. Discount rate kita berapa? 7.3%, right? Your cash flow? Actually, yelah, memang sekarang ni memang we have even in the tool pun kita ada dia dah ada calculator dia embedded. So just nak tahu how exactly it works. Okay, kita kena add year ya. Tadi 7 tahun kan? And then okay, itu je. That's all the information you need and you can calculate. 33,000.
Ada jalan kira?
Ada tak sini lah. Dia dah sebab dia dah automate kan. Tapi basically they use spec that 9 fundamental tadi lah. Ni lah tadi similar to that. Ni kan? Okay. So this is just to show the example. Jadi kita buat. Okay. Tadi we already saw the NPP. So now we are looking into IRR, internal rate of return. Okay. IRR ni adalah when your NPV cuts at macam Kak Padia cakap tadi, your year zero, your cash flow, your ni tadi negative. Kan? Because you'll be investing more. Your year one you takkan dapat balik your return, right? Correct or not? It still be negative. So which year your investment ni dia akan jadi positive. It crosses the zero. Okay, I show you. Maksudnya kat sini. This is the point where it crosses the zero, kan? So NPV becomes zero at 7.93% kat sini. Okay, so kat sini negatif lagi. Faham? So that is your IRR. So that's why we always say your IRR kena lebih daripada apa? No. Betul. IRR has to be more than WACC, right? So in this case, your IRR is more than 7.3. So it's okay lah. This investment is okay. But it is 7.93. Walaupun tak banyak, but it's still positive, right? It is still okay because your discount rate tadi was 7.3%. So your investment has to be more than 7.3. Your internal rate of return tadi tu. Okay. So kat sini adalah just tornado chart lah. Ni basically this is not compulsory in our assessment, but our submission to regulatory every year kita akan buat sensitivity chart. we call it tornado chart. Ini macam another tool, but not necessary to have. But our submission towards the regulator, kita akan ada this thing lah. So maybe kat sini I will not explain. Ini adalah how it looks. So kita akan buat range, the sensitivity, the range of your investment lah. Okay, your project value given. Macam dia success kalau low and high. Dia akan ada low probability and high probability. So macam itulah dia works, okay? Maybe this one I just end this with a short video on how this tornado chart works, okay? Just open up. Okay.
Hey guys, today we are going to make a sensitivity analysis chart like this. It's very simple and effective in sensitivity analysis. So let's start. We start with a new file. We copy the data. Let's copy, make a new sheet. Let's paste it there. Okay. Returns. We need to create 2 more columns. Let's call it reference 1, reference.
So in our actual Excel group,
So here we have minimum
most likely
values. This is our actual value and this is maximum.
bigger range.
Okay, in the difference 1, we will subtract from actual minus minimum. Okay. Let's take it here. In the second, we will subtract from maximum minus actual. Okay. Now we go here to minimum. We go to insert. Select chart. Go to all charts. Just go to bar and stack. Here we are. Let's select the other ones. Select data. Okay. And another, let's say this is our decrease. Select values difference 1. Decrease from actual value. Okay. And then go there. Okay. It's okay. Let's take this nothing. Change the values to see. You can change sensitivity. Sensitivity analysis. Beautiful. Save it. Thank you.
Okay, ni nak buat
Before we were
manual.
using Monday.com, our team was drowning.
Sensitivity chart ni kita buat untuk apa yang buat purpose?
Okay, kita pergi balik ni cara buat manual don't worry. Because dalam kita punya Excel tu, kita dah boleh churn out auto dah. This is just to show how to sikit kat sini Okay, the topmost item are variables that are sensitive to change. So kita arrange dia, change in the sense that kalau kita kata example the benefit lah kat sini. Kat sini kita kata reduce staff travelling cost, for example kan. So daripada kita punya assumption tu, kita ada that in the Excel, we have a part, we put that daripada benefit tu berapa, katakan 500. Then low tu kita boleh letak dalam 300, the value. And then high tu kita letak 700. So your value yang declare tu 500. Macam ni. So macam most like ada most likely high, low. So for example, for benefit 1, apa-apalah benefit 1 you letak most likely value dia 500. High dia, you boleh letak 700 and low dia, you letak 300. A range. You are just saying that in case you tak dapat 500 daripada your benefit 1, your low paling kurang pun dia akan pergi ke 300. And then paling tinggi, dia boleh jadi tinggi juga, 700. So you are setting a range for your benefit. Okay, so this, when you set a range, it is sensitive towards some changes kan. So that's why kita kena pay close monitoring on the variables lah. So kat sini, you have to recheck the assumptions. So assumptions yang kita buat, mungkin kita kata, with me doing this project, 500 staffs will not have to do manual work order creation. Example example. Tapi it could be, bila along the way, it could be bukan 500 sebenarnya, 300 staff je. Dia bukan RM tak, it could be anything. If this is not RM. So tapi you rasa macam along the way, sebenarnya bukan 500. I think it's 300 staff je I boleh relieve. Tapi again, you rasa macam after a certain time, you rasa macam bukan, sebenarnya 700 pun boleh relieve sebenarnya. My project needs more value and I can relieve 700 staff from doing the manual for order creation because of the automation I'm doing. Contoh macam tu. So it's ada range kan? So kita arrange this in a way that so ni kat sini benefit 1, benefit 2 sampailah bawah ni. So variable yang paling sensitif that we think that it will change, we put it up daripada atas ke bawah. Okay? So the bottom variables are not that sensitive. If you see, dia tak ada range sangat kan? You don't have to put in the range. Tapi yang high, the first fourth one, new product pick share, base new product market size. Semua ni macam volatile kan, dia boleh change. So you put in the sensitivity at the range dia, faham tak? So the tornado chart is a sanity check for program project assumptions. Whether your assumptions ni banyak variables, boleh bertukar-tukar assumptions dan sebagainya. The variables can change according to the situation. Ataupun you rasa macam no, it's quite fixed. Macam item-item ni quite fixed already lah. Yang tak ada, yang gap dia tak banyak sangat. This is how we do tornado analysis. Tapi yang ni is not, we don't make it compulsory in our current CBA practice. Tapi our submission to ST for RP, kita memang input tornado chart. Okay, So faham tak?
Dia macam how to check kalau variable kita ni lari arah daripada tujuan asal macam tu. Lebih kurang.
Bukan lari arah. Variable dan assumptions yang kita buat asal tu,
Banyak perubahan.
dia boleh, mungkin dia macam bukan cast in stone kan, dia mungkin boleh jadi kita expect dia 500 tapi along the way dia boleh jadi kurang,
Atau
boleh jadi tinggi atas faktor-faktor luaran, factors which we cannot control kan. So we set a range, limit. What is your lower range? What is your higher range?
So,
So that
yang bawah tu takkan berubah lah technically kan. Less likely untuk berubah kan.
correct. So you arrange it in a way that the one with less changes tu, kalau kita tengok dalam Excel tu nanti, dia akan buat sendiri tau. You don't have to do this yourself. Dia akan auto. You just masuk the most likely, high likely. Kat bawah tab tu, there will be a tab say tornado chart. Click the tornado chart, dia akan churn out sendiri this thing for you. So that is ni lah.
Yang scale tu tak function yang atas tu. Yang
Mana?
x-axis. Yang 100, 200, 300.
Ni.
Itu maksudnya nampak nilai tu dah ada kat sebelah dia kan. 0.25, 500. Anggaran.
Anggaran. It's just from the range lah, from the range. Tapi dia dah cakap, dia dah specify kat sini. Berapa you punya. Okay, so dia siap cakap pun your base case is berapa. Your base, apa yang you letak kat tengah-tengah ni. For example, this one. So your base kat sini 500 lah. You understand tak? So your tengah middle point ni, your base is 500. So whatever variables yang you put, it could be like this ataupun like this. Kalau ambil contoh ni lah, we translate to that. Faham tak? So untuk that 3 financial terms, itu je. So maybe we do a quick quiz. Okay? Quiz we do leaderboard. Okay? 2-minute quiz. Kita tengok siapa yang ingat. Okay? We have 7 of us. Kita start daripada M, B, T, A, kedua F, K, A, lama.
M.
Nampaklah
A, B,
AM.
AM. Apa faham apa?
Z.
Z. Ni MB Okay. Tengok. Okay. Bisa? Tengok ni. Dah. Sikit. Okay.
Main guna apa ni? Manual je.
Manual je tak ada Kahoot, sorry. Siapa boleh jawab? Tak ada Kahoot. Name me 4 project life cycle.
Diagnose, design, deliver, and close.
Amazing. Paul Bay. 1. Okay. Betul? Diagnose, design, deliver, and close. That's right. Okay. What are the 3 capabilities required for PIS? 3. Yang ada 1, 2, 3 tu tadi.
Strategi, optimize, SOA.
Pages.
Amazing. Okay.
Strategi.
1. Good.
Kasi ambil lah.
3. Okay. Lagi. For us to go to the middle. What does NPV means?
Net present value.
Net present value. Okay? Hi. Set that value. Okay. Explain to me what is payback period. Okay, bro.
Initial cost equal to profit.
Payback period lah.
Payback period.
Time taken to break even.
Yes. Always right. Yes, you're right. Okay. IRR. What is IRR?
Internal rate of return.
Rate of return. Yes. Bra. Okay. When does IRR of what should be the ideal condition for IRR?
When NPV is 0.
Yes, correct.
More than walk.
Whack.
Whack.
Yeah, so okay, dua-dua dapat dua condition tadi. Siapa tadi? Amar and also okay, betul. But TNB sekarang berapa?
7.3.
Bagi dapat. Namakan dua governance committee yang berada di bawah SU7. Yang sama.
BIS dengan BAWC.
Okay, I think ini soalan yang akan menentukan the winner. Okay. Which stage of the project life cycle will the BIS involve?
Diagnose.
Okay, diagnose je.
Diagnose.
Dia ada dua phase yang dia akan involve. Diagnose and
Close word.
design.
Bagi dekat FZ lah.
Ada?
Tak mau jawapan.
Okay. So dia diagnose and design. Ingat tak yang tunnel tadi tu? The tunnel, diagnose and design is the phase where BIS committee will involve in with the CBA. Okay, so pemenang kita pada hari ini adalah congratulations.
Aku memang almost graduate. Take home.
The most experience lah.
Makes sense. Okay, makes sense.
Dia dah 9 bulan. Almost 9 bulan kan?
More knowledge.
Okay, so sekarang saya bagi sweet, nanti kita belanja lagi. Alright, so with that we take a pause for this khusus, nanti kita sambung balik. Okay, with the next topic, which is CBA. Okay, thank you.
Habis lah kan?
Kita makan
Betul lah,
dulu
betul.
tak tahu nak
Tunggu tengah order. Baru.
nak lapar dari pagi.
New dah.